We're live. Hi, everybody. How's it going? I'm Shades for Shades. Welcome to the Vboomer cast. What's a Vboomer? VTuber in their 30s. Why? Because all these little young shits on the internet keep calling us old, so we're just going to be the Vboomers now. Over there, you've got Sergeant Sage, live
Hello.
on Twitch 2 days a week. On the end over there, you've got Kirari Mochizuki. Say hi.
Hi.
And she's also live on Twitch. You can check out all of our social medias below. All right. So we're just going to jump straight into the deep end of the emotional damage. I hope
Throw
you're
me in
ready.
the pool, just like my
Yay!
daddy did, and say, you better
I
swim or
love-
you're going to sink for it.
Ohana
love
means
emotional
family. Unless
Oh.
you're Nani. In which case that means, so long, kid, I'm going to college.
Damn.
No, so apparently the live action Lilo and Stitch thing, they changed the ending. Nani went to college and she left Lilo with a family friend.
Yep, with a
That-
neighbor.
Yeah,
What?
that they wrote into the
Yeah.
movie. That they wrote into the movie that never existed. No, I shit you not. This movie debuted this weekend in Memorial Day. It's Memorial Day,
It
so
is Memorial Day weekend.
check on a veteran. Sage, you doing good?
I'm slowly just going to crawl under this desk.
Hey, get back up here.
Ow!
Okay, hi. So the
You
V
can't
Boomer
make me.
cast,
You can't make me.
the V Boomer cast will work with two.
Fine.
So yeah, the Lilo and Stitch remake. Are we gonna just say it's a remaster and it's bad?
It's not a remaster. Remaster
It'll be a
would mean that's the
remake.
exact same
Yeah.
content, just remastered.
True.
It made better looking. It's because it's got new stuff like the change in the ending. It's a remake. They remade it.
They
with
remade it
changes.
into another Disney pile of dog turds.
Mm.
Bro, like I'm not even gonna watch it.
We
I
actually
am
talked
going
about
to
this
watch
last time. Like, Disney needs to stop making
Right?
freaking...
Right? Like Disney needs to stop Disney needs to stop just stealing my poop.
What are they doing with your poop?
Well, they're clearly making movies out of it because all of it's shit and all of it's dog shit. We're not
no
getting these
wonder why the
monetized
movies
later.
suck. They're using
Right?
his poop. They needed to
Yeah.
use fancier poop. Yeah,
Exactly.
like Grey Poupon. Fancy
No.
mustard.
No.
Like those weird ass coffee beans. You know the coffee
Oh,
beans that they
yeah.
feed to animals?
Yeah.
To the cats, and then they harvest
Yeah.
the beans from the cat poop, and then they make you drink the
Yeah.
cat poop coffee.
I too
Yeah.
saw that movie with.
You're not
with,
going to be seeing me poop out any coffee anytime soon. Nobody's
Ferrari,
force
hold
feeding
him
me
down.
caffeine.
I'm gonna go get the
No.
beans.
No, bad shades. No.
All right, viewers, as you can't tell, I'm still a little sick.
Mhm.
Oh God, I feel sorry for you poor souls. I'm muting a lot of this, but this time I've forgotten in the first 3 minutes. I
He
apologize.
does sound a lot better than he has been. For those of
Yeah.
you that watch his dailies streams that he does, like he's
Oh
getting
my
better.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, I think it's not just because you slept with the window open. I think with all the packing that you're doing, you're kicking up a bunch of dust. And that dust is
Probably.
affecting your allergies as well.
Fuck, man. Ohana
Everything at
means
once.
no allergies.
I don't think...
Back to the Lilo and Stitch thing because this pisses me off.
Ohana means family.
Unless
Yep.
college is on the line.
Unless college is on the line.
Oh God, that's
Damn.
gonna be our episode title, isn't it? Ohana means family unless college is on the line.
Yes,
That
I love it.
works.
You need to write that down in the channel right now.
I'll write it down.
I got it.
Wait, unless college... Wait, what? Calls? There you go. I'll do.
Yeah, that'll work.
I'll
Hi.
do.
So, on top of that, they changed it. They took out Remember that giant alien dude that was sent by that other alien chick who was the
Yeah.
like, Grand Regent?
Well, it was the
big dude,
scientist,
Captain
the scientist
Gantu?
that created.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
Captain
yeah,
Gantu.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's not even in the movie.
Well, I thought that
Then who-
they sent Captain Gantu after him, but
Yeah, they
Captain
did.
Gantu was also mad because Stitch stole Captain Gantu's ship.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Then
So-
who's the antagonist?
So-
Bubbles.
Yeah, no,
Agent
not even
Bubbles?
Cobra Bubbles. It's
No?
literally the guy that made Stitch.
Well, yeah, the scientist. He was
Yeah.
part of the first movie, anyways.
No, but he had like kind of a soft redemption arc in the
Yeah.
original, right? Where he was like, "Well,
Well,
you know,
yeah.
fine. If my creation is living, and it's no longer a weapon, but it's
Mhm.
learning, that's Pog." No. So, Double Cross, Secret Cross, he's a villain anyway, and a piece of shit.
Man, I hate it.
Wasn't Wimbley the skinny alien? Wasn't he part of the police force, anyways, as well? But
No.
he's working with the scientist dude.
That was Pleakley.
Pleakley. Sorry, Pleakley. Yeah, Pleakley was part of the police force too, wasn't he?
Yeah,
He was supposed to monitor the mad scientist dude.
yeah, and he's in the movie, but they didn't have him dress up as like a weird alien. in a
They
wig.
didn't make him do drag.
No, they didn't, because Disney's leaned so far into like the weird shit that's going on.
So I did see the preview, and I did see that like he had like a holographic disguise.
Yeah,
Because the doctor turns his off as they walk through the portal, and that dude sees him, and he like screams like a girl and covers himself up like he's naked.
okay.
And then the portal
kinda funny.
closes.
Still
Yeah.
kind of funny,
No.
but like not some one-eyed alien in a wig, because that's funnier. I'm not gonna lie.
That is
Mhm.
funnier. Yeah.
How do you fumble? That's like making Finding Nemo about being in a fish packing plant.
I think that's a little harsh comparison. I think I don't think it's that bad. From the previews that
yeah.
I've seen, I think they've kept like the gist of Stitch and Lilo's back and forth.
They kept
Mm.
the
They
kept the-
essence, but then
they
they
kept the
added a bunch
spirit
of
of it.
paprika
Yeah.
and a bunch
Yeah.
of salt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm.
So
But
whoever wrote that movie, I really want to ask, did you have to like give up a college experience to like, you know, babysit siblings?
I did.
Did you have to pull Sergeant's age? And were you bitter about it?
I could have been a chef. I could have been a contender. But my family comes first. Always. Remember, chat, your family, your commenters, your family comes first.
Yes. Also, comment section. Please leave a like and a comment and a subscribe and tell a friend about us. Why? Why do we want to do that, Kirari?
Yes, and?
Yes, and?
Line.
It's so we get to be the best podcast of VTubers out there.
And
I mean,
like if we and if
the
it does well, we can
line.
do it more often
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
We can yap more.
No, the
We can
reason
go
the
to
reason why we
conventions.
want
Whether you want that
to
or
pass
not,
this
it's
on
like-
to your friends and family is because we're interested in hearing from you guys as well. And the more
Yeah.
people that watch, the more people can leave comments, and the more we can start tailoring these toward what you guys would like to talk about. Topic.
God, yes, because I'm not gonna lie, we've been kind of phoning those in. I've been neglecting asking like my Twitter audience what they want to fucking hear us talk about.
And
I'm
in
just
this
like,
case, when we say Ohana means family, we're talking about you.
exactly. So be a
We
part
want
of the
you
family
to be part of the family.
and support the family.
Yeah, you gotta support the family. The family's gonna
No.
be here for you. Do we need to break some knees for you guys? Do you need us to do
In
that for you?
Minecraft.
Do we need to give you some
In
help?
Minecraft. God, we're
No,
not here
not
tomorrow,
in
I swear to
Minecraft.
God.
In the Mafia games. Did you
Do-
guys
do-
play the Mafia games?
I never
They're so
did.
fun.
Do I
They're
need to
really
bring out my
fun.
inner yakuza? I will.
Yes.
Yanaka.
Yakuza. Mm.
I want
am
to play
McDying,
yakuza
I
again.
swear.
And in that case, I'm
love
taking another
Yakuza.
shot. So kampai.
Kampai.
Why-
I mean,
he's
I don't
just
have any
shooting.
freaking-
He's just shooting soju right now.
Yep, which is Korean. So I got to figure out what the Korean word for cheers is.
Oh my god, I
Okay.
used to
No.
know that. Okay, so moving on from the whole Stitch debacle.
Mm-hmm.
God damn. I'm sorry, it still pisses me off.
Well, I mean, why don't we just roll from one debacle to the next debacle? The debacle about the new Borderlands 4 director
Oh.
basically saying,
Randy Snitchford coming out and
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, if you're not a real fan," or oh god, what did he say, Sage?
essentially, if you're a real fan, you'll pay the $80. There's nothing he can do about making it cheaper, and that just rolls into like the Nintendo thing. If you can't afford to buy the new Nintendo Switch, you
Just buy
might as
the
well
old
just
one,
keep
yeah.
playing your original one.
You're not a real fan. Oh
Yeah,
my
you're not a real
God.
fan.
So here's my here's my discussion about that.
Uh-huh.
I don't believe whatever entity is controlling Randy Pitchford, you need to go back to your home planet. You are causing untold no, because I swear
Would
to you,
you feel
he was
better if he came out on stage as a one-eyed alien wearing a wig and a dress?
yes.
Would you feel better?
Yes.
And then all of his comments would
Yes.
make sense to you?
Yes. Because we're going to talk about some other stuff that he got in trouble for.
Oh,
in
really?
a minute.
I don't know about the other stuff.
Oh, no, you don't. And I learned this from secondhand source from another podcast that I wish I never heard. Shout out to Ilu Cat. By
Hello,
the way,
Ilu Cat. Shouting out to you.
Yeah. God, I'd love to have her on the podcast one of these days. She's funny as shit.
One day.
One day, if we can get her. So so he comes out and says this shit, right? But he's been like a creative director at 2K games for like ever. Fairly certain he was also in charge of Colonial Marines.
Colonial Marines was all right. I wouldn't say it was the best entry in the franchise for aliens.
No.
But...
Hold on. Colonial Marines is not the one you're thinking about. The one that we played a lot of?
No, I know what Colonial Marines is.
Yeah, I'm talking about Aliens Colonial Marines, the game where like they fucked up like 2 lines of code out of like 100,000, and the game played like butts because they didn't do a spell check on the code.
Mm-hmm. No, I remember.
Yeah, okay, cool. Kirari's just like, what the fuck are they talking about?
The main gist of the game
here, like...
wasn't that bad. The concepts and things were pretty good, but it wasn't the best in the franchise, barring the bugs.
But for Randy Pitchford to come out and be like, well, I ain't got no control over this, guys. You might as well just pony up that $80. Back in my day, I paid $90 for Starfighter on the Genesis, and I worked at an ice cream shop.
Don't you mean like $9?
No, 90. He said $90 for Starfighter.
No way did he pay $90 for a Genesis
that was
game
his exact fucking quote.
No way. How old is he now?
Pull up the tweet.
No, I don't doubt that. How old is he now?
I don't
Randy
know.
Pitchford.
He added that he worked and saved up to $80 to buy a game in 1991. I'm sorry.
What?
If you're paying $80 for a game in 91, you were doing it wrong anyway.
He's 54 years old, and you said 91?
Yeah.
He was born in 1971, so he was 31.
Oh, Jesus,
he was 30 years old. So he was 30 years old during that time.
Yes.
And so 1971.
He was like 20.
70, 80, 90. Yeah, 20.
Mm-hmm.
So game price.
I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm gonna crash out over this. Don't tell fans that you're not a real fan if you can't save up money to buy this game. Oh my god. Like, who does that? I mean, I know Nintendo does that.
Yeah, like I definitely won't disagree with like that. People will find a way to like pay the $80.
Yeah.
That it doesn't freaking justify anything.
No, it doesn't.
Especially not with a shitty ass mentality of like, no, only real fans will do it. Like,
so
what's your problem?
All right, it seems like the most expensive Sega game at tops during that time frame was $60. Now, the Sega game system was $90. Maybe he paid $90 for the Sega game system, and it came with that game. But there's no way he paid $90 for a.
All right, I guess.
For just the game on its own.
I just this agitates me because like
maybe because Nintendo is doing it. For everyone complaining about the prices of games today, here's how much games cost in 1995. This is from an old Toys R Us ad. Now, mind you, in Canada, so prices may vary. But NHL 96, which I owned when I was a young kid,
all right,
$80.
Boomer.
Earthworm Jim 2, $90.
Earthworm
Batman
Jim.
Forever, and this is for Nintendo, mind you, $95 for Batman Forever.
Hold on. Star Wars 3D N64. Price at launch. Holy shit, what the fuck?
So that being said, that's so maybe I am mistaking prices. Maybe he is correct. Because honestly, when back in the day, rental places were huge. So you'd pay like $5 to rent a game for like a week, right? Or 2 weeks, or however long they made you rent it. So maybe the rental price.
Okay, here's the deal.
A cheap way to do
Here
it.
is the deal.
Yep, tell me your deal.
Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer in 99, 2000 at launch, $50.
On the N64?
Yep, on the N64.
Yeah. So I would almost say then games have usually always averaged, at least in, we'll say modern consoles as in the NES and the Sega system, anywhere between $60 to $90 when they started.
Holy crap.
Well, to be fair, they were considered highly luxury items, and I don't think they were making as many copies. Whereas now in the digital world, where you can print as many copies as you want, they lowered the prices because all they're doing is copying.
Yeah.
I'm still upset with Nintendo literally putting. You want to buy a physical copy of the game, right? Well, it's literally just a code inside of a box.
Right?
It's not even a physical copy.
It's not even a game. Also, did you see that they changed their user agreement?
On the Switch?
Yes, they reserve the right to brick your system now.
Oh, yes, I remember that coming up. I'm mad about that, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if I decide to stream off of my Nintendo Switch, even though I own the games, mind you, and I'm live streaming, if they see my stream and they're not happy with anything I'm doing, they can brick my Switch if I accidentally they see part of what it is. That's gonna suck for streamers. I can tell you.
Probably like Johnny Somali.
Dude, he's on his second court visit, and
that man is never leaving Korea alive. I want everyone to know that
he's not.
Good. So, also back to 2K Borderlands, real quick.
Yep.
Did you know that they have changed their end-user agreement as well? Sage, calm down. I know we're talking about infuriating topics, but Jesus. So
sorry, that was the soju.
I figured. So 2K, 2K, 4K, whatever the hell they are, they've changed their end-user agreement for all their games. Guess what it does?
Uh-oh.
They reserve the right to revoke your license to play.
No, it gives them kernel level access to your fucking PC.
Hell no! They don't need,
what?
Why do they need kernel level access to my PC?
Right. That's what I said. Kernel level access, all of it. I'm never playing a Borderlands.
Why don't you tell them what kernel level access does?
Okay, so for those of you who aren't up on the computer mumbo jumbo and wizardry, he says as he cracks open his third beer, Jesus, there's no more beer after this, so we're good. So kernel level access is basically That means it gives them access to your computer at your processor's level.
Yes, at the highest level.
That the kernel is the highest level because the kernel is basically the smallest data thing that goes on in your PC in the GPU CPU combination of a frick of you. They now have access to all of your data, and they will probably sell it.
They also have privileges and controls too, so that if
Yeah.
they wanted to, they could edit things.
my
It bypasses
God.
the usual security restrictions and allows direct interaction with the kernel and system resources.
What
This
the-
access is crucial for operating system function and is also used by features like anti-cheat systems to monitor and control hardware and software interactions. So at any point, if you're using their software and they all of a sudden feel like you're cheating or whatever, they could, I mean, if it gets sophisticated enough, shut off your computer.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
so it gets
yeah.
worse. You know how everyone's always up in arms when people are like, "Oh, there's Denuvo on this game."
Yeah.
So
The
Denuvo
anti-cheat.
is horrible about breaking people's PCs,
Yep.
and so is like he's the anti-cheat. But we can't talk about that. This podcast is now restricted in 17 different countries and in 4 languages.
We have been demonetized, Jet.
Nah.
Bro, we ain't even monetized yet.
I know.
Comment section. You can
See?
fix that.
See?
Tell a friend about us. Just be like, yeah, there's these old VTubers. Jesus, Sage, calm down. He's doing shots. They'd just be like, hey, they're these old VTubers that drink and they talk about random stupid crap on the internet. Here you go. Chat, comment section. That's all you need to say. Just be like, hey,
all you need to say.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, and for those of you out there that don't like us, leave a comment and tell us you don't like us, because any comments help. We don't care.
Don't tell them that they help us. Just be like, hey, just leave a comment that says frick you, and I'll just respond to them on the official account and be like, hey, frick you too.
I'm like the Emperor in Star Wars. Yes, let the hate fester and grow.
Let the butt hurt flow
Let it
free.
flow free.
Right?
Yep. No, we just want to hear from you regardless. Anyways. Sorry about that. He's dying again right now. He'll be
They
back.
can't hear me
soon.
dying.
No, I know they can't hear you dying, but they see you flopping around like a fish.
Right? Like a fish out of water. God.
Mm-hmm.
Getting old sucks, man.
Says you. I look great for my age.
You literally just shaved your beard.
I know. I dropped 10 years off my face.
I know. We saw.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I'm losing weight and building my muscle up, and I'm hoping in the next couple months I'll be back down to abs level. Man, I miss my abs. I miss them. I had them when I went through basic training, basically working out almost every day.
Yeah.
Running like 1.5 miles every day. That'll put some hairs on your chest, I can tell you that.
That'll that'll do something.
Yeah, I never thought in my life I'd have abs until the military.
I fucking hate it. I wish I was not sick.
That would be nice.
Oh god, it would be. Okay, so gaming. Aside from the Randy Pitchford thing. Wait, I had this other thing that Randy Pitchford did. Okay,
Yep,
so I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you take
I might have an answer.
adult entertainment videos on a flash drive with you to medieval times? And Kirari, you're like, what is medieval times, Shades?
Dude, the best place on earth.
So it is literally the best place on earth. Sage, you've probably
the size of my head.
Okay, Sage, take it away. I've only been once, and that was like 10 years ago. I don't remember it.
I went on spring break with a bunch of other military dudes, and we went and we found out there was a medieval times near us. And essentially what it is it's this basically like a stadium, and there are 4 sections. You've got a red, blue, green, and yellow, I think. And so whatever section you're sitting in is the knight you root for, and they do like jousting in the middle of the stadium. They do sword fights. It's a whole show thing. All your food is served on pewterware, and you have to use your hands to eat it and things like that. It's like actually being in medieval times. Well, obviously they've got the gimmicks with like the gift shop and they ply you with alcohol. And like I said, margaritas the size of your head. It is crazy. It's $20 for this margarita, but like you're going home happy. You're going home happy for $20. Yeah, no, it's great.
I think I've seen it in like some YouTube videos.
Have you ever watched The Cable Guy? No. You've watched The Cable Guy, right, Shades?
Larry the Cable Guy?
No, not Larry the Cable Guy. The Cable Guy with Jim Carrey. Where he plays the deranged guy that installs cable, and he wants to be friends with Matthew Broderick.
Hold on, I gotta look this up.
He's gotta look this up. Oh man.
I was 6 when this fucking movie came out.
And
I don't remember this.
Jim Carrey movie.
Jim Carrey creeped me the hell out, man.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I like Jim Carrey.
I don't like him in The Mask.
But he takes Matthew Broderick to medieval times. I don't think they call it medieval times in the movie because of copyright stuff.
They call it legally distinct times, right?
Yeah, essentially legally distinct times. But anyway, so you were saying that he ended up bringing a flash drive with adult content.
Randy Pitchford ended up bringing a flash drive with a lot of adult content and losing it in medieval times.
I don't even know why you need that in your pocket. I mean, does he have like a dongle in his phone that lets him like
it's his emotional
watch videos?
Support corn. It's got a little jacket. It walks around.
So when he's sitting there at medieval times,
I'm not going to be here next week. I'm fucking
dying. I hated him.
So, let me paint the scenario for you then, and mind you, this is just a funny thing. He's sitting in medieval times, right? And he's in the red section, and the Red Knight is doing really bad. And all of a sudden, he's feeling stressed out because his knight is doing bad. He's like, "God damn it, Red Knight! How dare you not win the joust?" So now this man's got to take his emotional support corn and go into the bathroom at medieval times and plug it into his phone, and scroll through like. And pick the file he needs, and you know, it'd be even funnier if he literally has them listed. Like, you know how you can name video files? Yep. He's got them listed for certain cases. So he's like, okay, this is what I need to watch when I'm feeling this way.
So, you're not half wrong. On another podcast, his excuse was, he's like, there's no way this is real. There's no way that the amount of volume is, I'm not going to specify further because he's like, there's no way the amount of volume is coming out of these places. It's got to be trick. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck am I listening to right now?
I don't know.
So yeah, thanks, Ilu Cat, for that.
The other thing too is like, I don't even know why you would need a flash drive in this day and age, because with the internet being an advent, he could literally bookmark them on his phone, right? The pages that he likes. Yeah. And he can just go and watch them whenever without having to carry around a flash drive. It's not like he's carrying a laptop with him everywhere he goes, right?
Right.
I don't know.
So yeah, that was the weird segue about Randy Pitchford that I didn't want to know about. I want you to know, when I heard about this on Thursday this week,
what if half of his collection is Boy Love?
It wasn't.
Huh? How do you know what was on there? Did you find it and watch it?
Sir. No, the podcast clip that I listened to on Ilu's channel while she was streaming was very much going into details.
So it was about what's on his flash drive.
It was about water gun capacity, and we'll just leave it at that.
Oh, I think this man has some deep-seated issues.
Oh, Randy Pitchford? I agree.
Yeah, probably. Water gun capacity.
Yeah. So, moving on.
How do we move on from this? How do we move on from
Here,
Randy
I
Pitchford pitching
have
porn?
I have a good segue because you brought up BL. I'm gonna segue into
Yeah.
BL.
We got to get some BL in here.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
god.
the previous freaking Honkai Star patch,
Yeah.
there is
Yeah.
one line between two characters when one character says it's a date to another male character, and people are losing their fucking mind about it.
Is it all over Twitter?
Yeah, so there's been like a few posts that are like going the rounds now for like
Really?
people freaking out that are like, what's this gay shit doing in my game? I've been looking for an excuse to like quit. And then there was this one that really freaked me up because it just goes, I can stomach Yuri to a certain extent, but two men? No, that is on the same level as like it.
No,
I was
God,
just
no.
like, oh my god.
That is where I draw the line.
I honestly think they're just not cultured enough. They're not
Mm.
cultured enough. That's peak right there. That's peak right
Okay,
there.
but which two men?
matter.
Finon and Mide.
I
don't
no
know how you
idea who
pronounce
the
his
fuck
name.
these
I
characters
don't know who
are. I
any
don't
of the
care.
characters are. So
Well, I love them and they inflict emotional damage on me every time I open Twitter now. So that's the thing.
emotional damage.
Kind of like what's her nuts? The armor girl.
Firefly?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is either.
That was damaging to
like-
me. Leave me alone. I know
don't
you
like
hate Firefly.
I
But
don't
you
like
know
her.
what? You know what? The gambling dude sucks too.
It's a good thing that you're sat on the other side of the desk because I will.
Sage,
I
you
will
best-
fight you.
you best-
I will fight you.
Sage, you best. Because like,
Hey, stop it.
hold me
I
back.
will fight you.
Hold me back. We're gonna see what them horns are made of. I fucking swear.
No throwing hands at the podcast table.
I will
No,
fight you.
like here's the deal. What's his nuts? Oh god, what's his fucking name?
Adventuring.
Adventuring. Such a like just ill-used protagonist. Like he was a dick through and through in like the opening acts of Penacony, and then he's just like, oh well, I guess they died now. I guess I'm gonna go see what happens. And like,
No, that's his whole thing. Like he is a dick. He plays with his luck because he knows he has like
the blessings
insane
of
luck.
the gods of his planet because he's the last one alive. Yeah, I get it, but like, you'd figure that it'd keep him from being dead.
Nah. He
Although-
wants to actively die. That's the whole thing.
He did find a way finally, you know, an emanator of nihility. That'll do that to you.
Mm.
God, I want to play that
Then he
game
came
again.
back, and now
came back?
Dr. Ratio and Aventurine are like.
You don't want to play it again, Shapes.
Yay.
You're just saying that because we're talking
No.
about it.
A part of me wants to, but the other part of me has seen a lot of the other stories since then, and I'm like, no, I'm good.
I will say,
Yeah.
Amphoreus. Holy crap! Like, I thought
Okay.
Penacony was fine. Like the beginning bit, it kind of tapered off because there was too much talking and not enough like actual stuff to do.
There was too much talking in places it didn't fucking matter.
Yeah. Like
Sorry,
there's
I'm
too much
swearing.
talking and too much freaking back and forth between characters. Like you go from your POV to like someone else's POV, back to your POV, back to
Yeah.
someone else's POV
Yeah.
again, and then someone else's POV before you go
Right.
back to your own POV. And that
So-
was too much.
All I'm hearing is too much talking, not enough fighty.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I mean,
No,
there's
no,
it's
not
so much
even.
that. Not so much that. Like there was like there was combat, obviously. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
but
There was like an
A lot
entire
of stuff could have
monologue
happened.
with Sunday, and I was just like, you know, we could have spent voice acting budget on voicing all of the other side quests that literally drove daggers into your heart, right?
Yeah,
and they
'cause
just didn't voice
reading it
act
is
any of it.
different than hearing. it.
Yeah,
Hearing it would punch you in the feels more than just reading it.
right.
I will say like that seems to just be like a Hoyo thing to do because like side quests in Genshin, for example, are insanely important to lore,
Mhm.
but they don't voice any of it.
No, they don't.
Because like there's like a whole massive quest line in Sumeru that has to do with like the history of like the country and how the previous Archon did stuff before she passed and whatever. All that shit.
I've completed Sumeru yet.
Like Sumeru was fine. I like Sumeru. It's not voice acted, none of it. But it's like probably one of the most important quest lines in the entire game, arguably. And it's locked behind freaking forest sprites that are annoying to understand on the best of days anyway.
Bro, so it's telling me Hoyo spent all of their money on their 3 nuclear reactors, none of the money on VAs.
I'm with especially like with the latest patch, I'm just convinced. I mean, I already was. They're just a music production company,
right?
Staging as a game company.
Right?
Because holy crap, there's a new boss fight in. Yeah, there's a new boss fight in like the latest patch that like launched as of recording this previous week.
Yeah.
And holy crap.
Comment section. It's the 24th. That's right. We're recording on a Saturday.
Yep.
We're doing a double. We're getting kind of sloshed, so the next one's gonna be even funnier.
Oh God, you maybe.
But like, Chase, I don't know if you remember Wildfire, like the Cocolia.
No, what? Hey yo,
the Cocolia battle theme, right?
Yes.
Like that. Arguably, I will say, up until now, that was probably arguably the most hype song for a boss battle until the previous patch, or until like the patch that just dropped.
Link it to me and we'll talk about something else. And I link it to me right now. We'll talk about something else while you look at it.
I'll link you the song. I'll link you
and then I want to listen to it and I'm going to react to it. Comment section. You're not going to get to listen to this, but we will, if I remember, link it in the description. I doubt it. So,
just in case, I'll link it without like any video or whatever.
Also, did they not just change the voice actors for Stell and I
think Stell and Kalis. I think it's to do with like the SAG-AFTRA bullshit that's going on. I don't know.
So is this SAG-AFTRA shit just a cult?
I'm starting to think yes.
Wait, okay. So here, comment section, before you come at us and cancel us, here's the deal. I've listened to both sides of the issue. It seems like one side is very culty and the other side is very exploity. There are no good people here. What the hell?
I'm lost.
So
I don't even know what's going on right now.
Kirari, you want to fill him
in? So basically, I don't even know how to explain it because it's such a mess. But like a lot of English voice actors that do voices for Genshin, Triple Z.
Part of the guild, yeah.
They're basically some of them are part of SAG-AFTRA, which is currently like doing like an anti-AI strike.
Oh, gotcha.
And a lot of people are like also striking in what's it called? Like they're not part of SAG-AFTRA, so they don't have to, but they're doing it in to stand with the others, basically.
So is the issue then that Hoyo is using AI for their product now?
No, the issue is that
why would that prohibit those voice actors from participating in that job?
The way I understood it is that like SAG-AFTRA has like rules, I guess.
Yeah, just like most organizations.
Yeah. So if you're like part of that and like there's like a strike going on, you're not allowed to like participate in stuff that isn't SAG-AFTRA.
So basically they're telling you that you're not allowed to work and you're only allowed to work the jobs they tell you if they're boycotting something. See, I think that's stupid because if Hoyo is not utilizing AI at all and they're boycotting AI stuff, you should be able to let these people voice act in non-AI things, right? Like,
so The way
Hey,
I understood it is that like in Hoyo's like own contracts with the voice actors or whatever, their companies that they hire for the voice actors,
Yeah.
is that they are already protected from like any AI stuff
Yeah.
in like Hoyo's own thing. But like SAG-AFTRA keeps like going like, oh yeah, no, just sign it. But like it's super exploity because like it basically makes it so like anyone who isn't part of SAG-AFTRA who wants to work with Hoyo has to then join SAG-AFTRA, and
See,
it's like
that's stupid.
okay,
3K.
so I don't agree
It's
with
just such
that.
a mess.
Like
My
that
understanding is you have to
union
pay
shop
dues.
join
Yeah.
in or don't fucking work your shit. I don't agree with that.
I understand
Also,
that unions are important
Mm.
in certain career fields to make sure everyone's getting paid what they need to for the work that they're doing. Because some companies, and I'm not saying all companies, some companies can be exploitive on certain tasks. But when it comes to acting, why are you limiting who can do what? That's basically saying you're not allowed in my industry unless you pay us dues and you sign up to work with
Yeah.
us.
I highly recommend, because I don't explain it well, because I don't really understand the whole situation myself, because it's so freaking
it's just
messy.
fucking stupid.
I
I'm
highly
sorry.
recommend, if you are interested in it, to look up a video to explain it,
Yeah.
because like one of
Yeah.
the, I think the voice actor for Rio Tesley for Genshin did like an hour or 2 hour video going in depth about it all, I think,
Okay.
if I remember correctly. But there's like a lot of, I can even, hold on, I can link the Mujin video. He is great. I love Mujin. Mujin has like,
I'd rather just watch Jasmine Gold's take on it.
True.
I'm kidding. I'll
Also
watch
fair.
every take on it.
I'll check out that.
No,
that take
like
as well.
link it. Like I will watch
I'll
every
link.
take on all these issues, and you're like, Shades, why is that? Because like I'm not gonna lie, after having watched this music video and listened to this
Here we go.
music, where the fuck was this creativity for the later half of Penacony?
Yeah, like
I'm pissed.
I will 100% say I took a break at the later half of Penacony. And I only
finished.
like recently came back. And I like did all like the last bit of Penacony,
Yeah.
whatever was in between with like the Shansho again, and like the stupid monkey bullshit. That was so dumb.
So that's why I didn't. That is why I didn't go back to it. That is why I did not go
Fair.
back to that game. I finished Penacony, and I was like, wow, so legitimately the end act of Penacony is having us plug the next major character that's not even in the goddamn story yet. Because that was Madame Jade, right?
That's the later
Yeah.
half of Penacony.
Yeah.
And then after that you have like the whole like university on Penacony thing. And I auto played through that. I didn't read any of it because I was like, this is dumb.
So I watched
This is
a few
dumb.
streamers who went through that, and I was like, wow, I'm so glad I don't play this game anymore. No offense to people who like Star Rail still, but like Penacony was my crash out arc.
Honestly, like after the banana university or whatever the frick they call it, paper
The
something
banana wrap
university.
university Naruto arc. Yes.
That was dumb. And then there was like a small bit with Sunday and Tingyan.
Oh god.
That was fine. It was a little bit confusing, but like that's because I am a smooth brain. But
Look, it happens.
And then it goes into Amphoreus, and Amphoreus right from the start is like, oh okay, this okay. I'm here. I'm here for it.
All right.
And it just, oh my god. I am going to be so insufferable for the next like month or and a half until the next patch comes out because I'm okay.
I'm just done with the Hoyo studio
Fair.
in general. The way they make their games is just not something I agree with personally.
That's fair.
Speaking of companies losing the plot, what is this with this new Cyberpunk update or
Oh
expansion?
god. Okay. Okay. So you know how Cyberpunk and all of their like little tabletop stuff takes place in Night City.
Yeah.
Unless you want to homebrew it. CD Projekt Red has come out and said, oh, hey, so this next one might not take place solely in Night City. It's going to take place in totally not Chicago.
Totally not Chicago.
And I'm like, call it fucking Chicago. Yeah, call it Chicago. Make it as shitty as Chicago is now. Don't try not to offend anyone. And like, I kind of knew that the writing was on the wall when they were like, oh, hey, we're doing a studio in Boston. I was like, you mean you're opening up your ranks to the social justice people?
Yeah.
And here's the deal. I don't know what the fuck it is about gaming these days and attracting people who have to inject their own personal politics into everything. I'm done. If you don't do it properly like Kojima does, I don't want to fucking play your game.
So here's my thought process. So in the current Cyberpunk universe that we have, where we got to play and have Johnny in our head and stuff, and have V and all that stuff. In this new iteration, so my thought process was that the way they described it is the only thing that's left because resources are thin is mega cities, right?
Yeah.
So if they're going to put multiple cities that you can visit, how are they going to handle traversing between the cities? Is it just going to be you get on a shuttle and it's a loading screen and then or do you have to cross like desert zones to like get to these mega cities? Like,
you're finally awake.
And here's the deal. That was my problem with it. Because like, wake up, Samurai. We got the city to burn. It is very much like, how are you going to top that? How are you going to keep doing that?
Plus, if they make V the protagonist again in the new stuff, well, hear me out. So there are multiple endings, right?
Yes.
And there are endings where V survives. They exist.
Yeah.
Allegedly. There are endings where he survives, and or she, depending on how you made your character.
You're a bigot. Female V is the only one that matters. According to Fortnite. Sorry,
I played a male V for one of my classes, and then the next class I played the Corpo V. I did a female V.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna tell you a story when you get done.
Yeah. So essentially, say that V is in the next iteration of Cyberpunk Orion, was it?
Yeah.
Then that means that only one of those endings in the game now becomes a true ending.
Right.
If V is alive, right? So then that's pigeonholing that into that. Now, the only thing I can think of is this is going to have to be its own game, and you're going to have to be a new protagonist.
Right.
That's the only way I can see it working.
All right. Sage, are you ready? So, the only V that matters is female V.
Yeah, I'm ready.
And that is according to Forknife, because when they did the Fortnite and Cyberpunk crossover, all of the devs were like, well, no one really cared about male V, so, you know, fuck
I liked male V.
And then all the weird internet neckbeards were like, this is just another campaign against men. I'm like, bro, it's literally called Titties and Ass Sells. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's just like, so if you played the game as a male V, some of the relationships just seem like they wouldn't fit. It almost seems like they catered to people playing as the female version of V because all of the relationships fit. The girl relationships fit and the guy relationships fit in the way that they wrote the relationships. The relationships where you play the guy V and you do the guy, they're a little bit awkward.
The one with River was a little weird. And you're like, Shays, how do you know? I tried it just to see what it was like.
Yeah.
Was not as satisfying.
Nothing against those. Like, because I wouldn't mind playing a guy character that's into guy characters. I don't care about that stuff. But like the way that the writers wrote it, it just made it feel like it came off weird. Whereas if you played the female V, all the relationships seemed to work out just fine. So
just better written overall.
It goes back to the unga bunga brain of we want our people to play female characters so that way the female relationships are awesome because it's female, and then the normal relationships caters to the rest of the people.
Oh man, those Twitter people I was talking about earlier would love that.
I know,
Bro, right?
Idiots. Anyways,
Yuri's fine, but BL. Oh my god.
they're not cultured like us. They don't understand the intricacies.
Bro, I just want a well-written story. If that's not so much to fucking ask for.
Yeah,
Amphoreus. Sorry.
I'm not playing freaking Honkai again. I'm not putting it back on my goddamn PC. Stop. No, you know what? I'm tweeting about this. At Kirari Mochizuki is about to be
incoming
removed
angry tweet
from the Vboomer cast.
I am going to be insufferable
because
this is a democracy, and you do not have my vote to vote this woman off.
Being insufferable about Honkai Star Rail like she said she was going to be.
I don't vote Kirari off the island. We need her. You can't. You can't kick her out. Vetoed.
Yay. I literally made a Discord group chat with like some friends, and I called it what did I call it again? The emotional damage support group. We've just been like sharing fan art.
All right, I have tweeted about it.
Freak. I did say I was gonna be insufferable. I meant everyone.
Other than, oh goodness,
I'm alive.
Other than the possible plot holes for Orion, I do like the fact that they're talking about more realistic crowds, because it felt like they were trying to make a realistic NPCs walking down the streets, but
they just couldn't do it in the engine. Yeah,
they couldn't do crowds in the engine. That would seem realistic. Like when you got into certain areas that you saw crowds off in the distance, when you got closer, the crowds would kind of thin out a bit. So that way they'd have more realistic NPCs, but they weren't doing really realistic clowns. Yes,
no,
clowns.
I mean there was a realistic clown in there. He had a grenade for a nose, and if you punched it, he died.
Yep. But more realistic crowds, that seems like a plus if they're able to do it. And it's going to be developed on Unreal Engine. I thought that the previous one was developed on Unreal.
No, it was developed on an in-house engine that they made.
Oh, okay.
That is my other gripe with it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, Shades, why is that? Because Unreal Engine 5 or 6 or whatever the fuck they're using is literally made for one chipset and one GPU set.
Let me guess, it's NVIDIA.
And Intel, yeah.
Yeah, that's the chipset and video card I've got.
Get out.
Damn, I think.
Do you guys suck? Why are the only one out here rocketing advanced micro machines?
To be fair, I'm an Asus fan. So
or advanced
micro machine
devices
Asus uses, I tend to go for.
I got recommended this PC because I know nothing.
Which is totally fine. If it works, it works.
If it works,
that's the important part.
I lliterally I DM'd a bunch of my friends who like know a lot more about PCs than I do before I bought this thing. And I was like, help. I don't understand any of this. This is just letters and numbers to me. Help.
I still think it's funny that Shades is like, how do you run your model and a game on a potato, Sage? And I just do.
No, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Look, here's the deal. My little death machine runs like 17 applications at once. But the minute that you put applications in there that are like, oh, hey, so since you're not running this architecture, we're going to have to take 95% of your GPU. Good luck, everybody else. And I'm just like, this is why those dipshits who say multi-PC streaming is a good idea are still around. No offense, multi-stream people, but like...
I'm going to multi-stream PC.
What?
I'm going to repurpose this when I finally get my debt paid down and I'm able to actually get a better computer for gaming. I am going to use my current PC as a slave PC for doing all the streaming stuff, like running OBS, running my model, things like that. And then I'll be using my other PC as the dedicated gaming, and I'll have OBS pull the gameplay to the other PC. It'll be years down the line, but that way I'm not just taking this PC and...
Unless the comment section tells a friend about us, and they like and they leave a comment, and then they get us to the top of the list. And you're like, wow, 55 minutes in, that's a little late to be doing another attention grab.
I got it.
This is for the literal 20% of people that are still retained after an hour. You're a ride or dies. Go tell a friend, please.
I have the tagline for this.
Yeah.
Only you can feed a Vboomer.
Yes. Only you can feed oh, God.
You've only had 2 beers.
3. This is my 3rd.
Dang, chat. I'm halfway through a bottle of hard liquor, and this man can't handle 3 beers.
Bro, that soju's literally 14%. This IPA is literally 9.5. Fight me. Do I need to start doing shots?
Chat.
Everybody!
Actually, 12% by volume.
But yeah, no. So, like, for real, though, comment section, you guys are going to be the ones to get us to the top of the list. I mean that. Like, we've had a lot of comments, a lot of cool stuff going on. We literally, in like 2 months, have acquired almost 30 followers. Our last podcast has done as well as our first episode did in 3 days.
Yep.
I want you guys
I'm
to
really
know
enjoying it. I think it has to do with the tweeting and the retweeting. I think that has part to do with it. Also, and this will be a discussion for later, but commenters, if you would actually like to hear us on other platforms as far as these podcasts, that would be better for you guys. I'm going to be looking into possibly trying to get on like Spotify and things like that, because I think that would bump us up too. And all that is the audio. There's no video for that, so that makes it easier for uploads and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but that's neither here nor there. Pardon our doggo. He's packing up along right now. You can't hear it, but I'm dying.
So sorry.
He's dying.
I don't have 2 mute buttons. I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
At least I'm not doing what I did last week and just fucking hawking a loogie in your ear.
So basically what he's saying, commenters, is that he was the Hawktua dog last time.
Why you gotta do that? Why do you gotta be like that? God damn. I'm out here.
Well, you're not swallowing them loogies. You're not swallowing them loogies, are you?
No.
You're spitting them out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What the shit?
I got Kirari over here cringing in the corner.
She is.
This is fine. This is fine.
It'll be fine. It's okay. Besides, isn't that fodder for your BL for us anyways? If he's the one that's Hawktuing. All right, enough of that.
I'm leaving that bit out. I'm leaving that bit.
I'm gonna stop on this part. I think we found her limit, Shades.
Yeah.
It's okay if it's all cuddles and kisses, but if
the minute it's
no longer
another homie spitting on a homie's knob and just rubbing one out, it's just no. Okay, I see how it is.
No.
I see how it is. You just like the concept. You don't like the nitty gritty.
I mean, I can show you my bookmarks if you want them, Shades. I'm not gonna.
No, I'm good.
I have bookmarks. Right. I can literally pull up. Like, hold on. You've brought this upon yourself. Where's my Twitter?
Oh Jesus, she's pulling out her BL
Where's my
Twitter timeline. I'm a little concerned.
Let's find a fun one. Hold on. I need to scroll down a bit because I've liked too much emotional damage. I gotta scroll.
So you're gonna start tweeting about V-boomers, right? So that way we get into the cultural zeitgeist of the VTuber sphere. Yeah.
V-boomers.
I mean, I've said it before. If people want me to do the V-boomer Twitter, I'm fine with it. I'll just expect BL. There will be BL.
It'll be BL of me and Shades.
God damn it.
That's all it'll be.
I
All
haven't
right,
liked
where is this
anything like.
DM going to be received?
Man, I've liked so many wholesome things lately. What the frick?
Ha!
Good.
Oh, here we go. That'll do.
You got like wholesome stuff.
That'll do.
Like,
I mean,
hold
I
on,
like.
that'll do.
That'll do. This'll do. There you go.
Where are you linking it?
It's in general.
I see.
That
I
one's still
see.
quite tame, to be fair.
That one is tame.
That one
is
is still tame.
Sorry, commenters, you can't see this because
And
it's
you won't
not
see
allowed for us
this
to be
either.
shown on YouTube.
No.
All
Pressed
action
again.
takes place under a blanket. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Right?
Yeah. It's a tame one. It's fine.
Yeah, it's tame.
Is it on my other account? Maybe. I have multiple
right.
Twitter accounts.
Do we have anything else we want to touch on
Bro,
about the new
We've
Cyberpunk?
got like I don't have enough information about it other than like I made a tweet going, bro, I don't think going to a new city is a good idea. That's a massive L. And
So,
then I muted that entire tweet because I was like, I don't want to hear from brain dead idiots.
I don't think necessarily going to a new city is a massive L, especially if it's supposed to be like an expansion or something like that. Why?
Hold on.
No,
Hold
I
on.
need you
Hold
to
on.
explain
Hold
this
on.
to me.
So, Cyberpunk as a tabletop game takes place in Night City.
Yeah.
It is supposed to take place in this dystopian mega city that is set in California.
But Night City's only so big.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So tell a different story in Night City.
But
they literally didn't write anything else.
Why couldn't there be other cities? It's a tabletop though. I mean, it started as a tabletop, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Kind of like Shadowrunners.
You like Shadowrun, yeah.
So for Shadow, like I mean, if that's the case, and it's getting its inspiration from the tabletop, that means other locations can still exist in this universe.
True.
And we can still visit it. So I don't see why there's negativeness on
there's no source
your thought
for
process
it.
for that.
They didn't make it in the original game.
Well, can you imagine though if they did put one in a video game that now they can come out with a source book for it, and now there's more material for the tabletop, which means that now your characters, kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, traveling the realm, can now travel to a different location.
I'd rather travel to a realm where Hasbro doesn't control the Dungeons and Dragons universe. Just
Hasbro doesn't control the CD Projekt Red universe.
True, they don't.
So the point is, you're leaning your point into a separate category altogether in the D&D category. I just did that for a comparison.
Yes, but my whole point, or my other point is, I don't think that a single little studio that makes, okay-ish games. Sorry, Witcher fans. I'm sorry, Witcher fans. Witcher 3 was broke asses on launch. Cyberpunk was broke as hell on launch, and I love the out of that game anyway. I don't trust you to do it. I do not trust CDPR to do it right. No, no, I don't trust CDPR to do it right. I don't trust them to do it correctly.
Nope, I like CD Projekt Red. You're getting the spray bottle, boy.
Nope, I like CD Projekt Red until they started opening up a Boston studio and then saying, hey, we've got a diversity scholarship, and by the way, if you're not a certain skin color, you can't be in it. They did that. That shit's weird to me. Just offer up a fucking, scholarship for whatever. Don't make it on whoever's got... Makes no sense. Dead?
Yeah.
Did I kill him?
I'm talking about the company. You did not kill me. I'm talking about the company altogether.
Yeah, CDPR did that.
Well,
they did.
That in itself is a separate topic. If we're talking about a game, okay, like I'm not. Well, that is a topic to discuss.
Part of the studio culture, though.
I understand that, but that's just like saying that you're pigeonholing something into something else. You're basically saying you're only allowed to do this because this is the only stuff that exists for it, instead of letting them branch out and create new content.
Okay, true. I get that.
Like the studio thing is like,
the studio culture thing is its own separate issue. I get it.
yeah.
But like it makes me very concerned as like a gamer to see them do this and be like, we'll do it right this time, right? Wink, wink. When literally every other studio that's done that has done so poorly that I'm just like, I'm sorry, Overwatch, it's done. And it's not because I'm any kind of weird racist. It's literally just, bro, if people can write good shit, bring them into your team. I don't care what color they are. I don't care what background they are. They could be some weird, like, third wave, fourth generation neo fema man hater woman. I don't care. Write me a good fucking
one-eyed alien in drag.
I don't care if they're a one-eyed alien in fucking drag. Write me a good goddamn story. That's where I'm at.
I'm just picturing the most angriest Karen ever working for a studio making content now.
Right?
After everything you just said, I'm just like, he's building the angriest Karen in existence.
Bro, that was my whole thing. Like I was checking all those boxes on that list, so I had the angriest fucking Karen in the comment section. Because like I'm tired. I'm tired of like these half-explored weird race swap concepts. Like, can you not make me a game about, like a different person? You got to do this. You got to do this. Like, I don't want to see.
That's what the character customizer is for, though. That's why using Cyberpunk as a thing, you can make your character whatever color, whatever you want to look like. So I mean, I don't think that plays too much into that aspect for this game company.
No, not yet. But I'm talking like gaming as a whole. I should have specified that, and I didn't.
Yeah. I finished off this bottle. I still have
soju's gone. Oh no. but you know what I'm saying though, right? Like I want original stories about original characters. And I want them to be written well. I don't want like another what was that game that just came out from BioWare?
I'm not too sure. I'm not recalling a new game from BioWare.
Came out last year, 2024, December, November. Frick, what was it called? Comment section. Dragon Age. I don't want a Dragon Age game where it's like, oh yeah.
Don't even get me started on Dragon Age. I threw my Dragon Age out the window.
Bro, I remember this story.
Pissed me off.
He literally got to like the last 2 boss fights, and his Xbox froze both times. So he literally took the fucking disc and threw it out like goddamn.
No. It's much worse than that. I got to the final boss fight where you're gonna go fight the dragon on the roof. Like the whole war is going on and everybody's fighting. And my game froze. So, the whole system froze. So I restarted my Xbox. I went to go load my single save. Ever since that time, I always do multiple saves for the same game file. Just in case. That one save file was corrupted. I lost all of my progress. The entire game. And I got so mad, and I was on the second story of my apartment, and I opened the window, took the disc out of the Xbox, and I frisbeed it out. Out into oblivion. I said no, and I've never played another Dragon Age game since. And I also multiple saves for all my games.
Bro, right?
Good idea.
Yeah.
I do that anyway because like I'm in the habit of doing that anyway because of visual novels.
Yeah.
Bro, you got it for visual novels. Like Steins Gate, you gotta save it so that way You know, when you
And
get to
every
like
single choice
right,
you
right,
save in a separate thing.
bro. But
So-
Steins Gate was like another animal because like if you didn't answer the phone for some of those, it's just like you didn't get those choices
Mhm.
at all.
So rolling back to you want a story for a character.
Yeah,
I think that's what you're saying.
yeah,
To your point, I have noticed that a lot of these game studios, they're not building games to where you are. I'm trying to think about how to word this exactly. They're making your character ambiguous.
yeah,
So that way you more identify with the character as you instead of giving you a character to play the game as
yeah,
to go through their story. And they're doing that for the whole point that you'll be more connected to the game because it's supposed to be you in the game. But so like we'll use God of War for example. You're playing as Kratos and you're going through Kratos' story. But a lot of the games these devs are coming out now with
yeah.
is you are playing yourself, the character you create in the game, and you're creating your own story. So I can see where you're looking at the departure of you're playing a game and learning this character's story versus you're playing a game and creating your own story.
Mhm. I kind of like both.
I'm a survival game enthusiast. Like I like
Hmm.
playing games that require me to like craft things to
Yeah,
survive
yeah.
and things like that. Like 7 Days to
Mm.
Die is one of them. V Rising is
V
another one.
Rising, yeah,
Just like
Mhm.
a bunch of those games. So
where you can
like
be
I'm
like,
on the
hello,
side of
and
you're doing your own
protagonist, right?
story. Yeah.
I don't know.
Speaking of V Rising, I did see this video because I live on YouTube. Like my YouTube is like your Twitter problem, Kirari.
And
um,
mine, probably.
where I live on YouTube, and actually came across this one where so there are werewolves in the game of V
Yeah.
Rising, but you can't play as a werewolf. But there is a server out there that these guys were making a video, and the guy and a girl were making a video in where they one of them role played as a vampire and the other one role played as a werewolf. Now you
There
do
you
get a wolf
go.
form in V Rising. So they were saying, "Oh, I'm a werewolf instead of a vampire," and I think that's interesting right there.
Mm.
Making the game your own, which is why I like sandbox survival games. But
Mhm.
anyways, yeah,
God,
no, I can
yes.
see to your point where a lot of game companies these days they're not building a story around a character; they're making you build your own story to a
Yeah.
world.
But then they're taking all of your freedom away and being like, hey, so like, this is this, that is that, and 2 + 2 = fish.
I think when you're creating your own story, though, isn't that freedom? Like you're making the choices.
Maybe. And I say maybe because it feels like there's like a certain amount of push or a certain amount of topic
Railroading
discussion.
is,
Yeah,
is a
railroading.
good term for that.
Railroading. There's a certain amount of railroading for being a certain way.
Okay.
Fallout was bad about that, and it just kind of got worse from
Well,
there.
so in Fallout's case, they
Yeah.
do have a main storyline. And yes, eventually you're railroaded into completing the main storyline. But I do think you have the freedom to go out and explore and do other things other than the main story. Like Breath of the Wild, for example.
Okay.
I have never actually defeated Ganon, but I've explored and just went off and did my own thing everywhere. Like I've still never beaten the game.
I
And I like
freaking
those
love.
games. I love
I
those
love Breath of
games.
the Wild so much.
Because you
Never played
literally have
it.
the freedom to just, you don't even have to do the main story. You can literally
Yeah.
just play the game and get your fulfillment out of it.
Speaking of fulfillment, Kirari,
Yeah.
we got a game you need to play.
Uh-oh.
A Labyrinth of the
wondering
Demon
too.
King.
Oh, Labyrinth of the Demon King.
I have never heard of that.
I didn't hear about it
It's
until
totally
you
not
said
a
something
horror
about it.
game.
Ah, okay, I see it.
Do you not,
It's
do you not
totally
like
not a
horror games? Get
game.
out of here.
No, she is very much
I like comfy games.
a comfy game enjoyer. But her chat's like, bro, we gotta get her to play a horror game. And I'm like, Labyrinth of the Demon King, it's great. Do you like
And it's only
Souls
$16.
games?
No.
You only don't like Souls games because I know your history.
I will never forgive Margaret.
Look,
Margaret.
so
I know
Margaret's,
it's Margaret. I will forever call him Margaret because it's funny.
that was a
I don't even know
man.
what you're talking about.
Oh,
so-
okay. So, Sage, in Elden Ring, there's like this first like big boss called Margit, the first disciple of Godric or something like that.
Is that the guy that you fight before you get to go out into the open world?
No.
The guy that like kills you and then you come back in the
No.
open world.
No.
Okay.
No. So Margit
Or is that-
guards Godric's
The
castle.
bridge to the castle, right?
Yeah.
I was not able to get past him.
So it took me a bunch of hours and like 14 tries. That is one of my to this day one of my favorite fights in all of Elden Ring. I need to finish that game, by the way.
I
have it on
really want to go
PlayStation.
back to it. I want
Yeah.
revenge. I will go back to it at some point.
Bro, hit me up on a
But-
weekend. We can like just go through that whole fucking game.
I'm
I'm not even kidding. I know like our weekends are very much our time and we just kind of chill. But like for real, hit me up. I'm down. I'm down.
Like, I'm just mad because like I did that as like a it wasn't a charity thing. I think I put it on like a charity thing, but we didn't reach that goal, so I didn't have to go back to it, thankfully. But like I played it at one point because it was like people were like in my chat like, oh my god, you need to play like a Souls game, I want to see you die. I'm like, oh, okay, fine.
I will say as far as that Souls game goes, spirits definitely increase or decrease the difficulty of the game.
Oh yeah.
So
Bro,
the better
right?
the spirits that you have, the easier the fights are.
Right.
So it's all about, if you know how to play the game, you know what spirits you need to go to early on in order to win your fights. It doesn't matter
Like-
really what weapons you choose. I think spirits are the deciding factor
Yeah,
in
they
a lot
are.
of those fights.
I will say I got really close to beating him at one point, and after that I was like, yeah, you know what? No, I'm done. I'm
Okay.
good.
So
Not really a
Labyrinth of the
Souls
Demon
kind of
King
guy.
plays kind of like a Souls game, kinda.
Okay.
Kinda.
Okay.
But it also plays like an old school Silent Hill Resident Evil kind of game.
I do like Resident Evil. I haven't
Okay.
played the Silent Hill series though.
What?
It's kind of like one of those things where if you think about it, you're either a Resident Evil player or you're a Silent Hill player.
Yeah.
And there are people that do play both, but like you either like Resident Evil or you like Silent Hill better.
So I will say it's a hack and slash. It's very much a parry mechanic kind of thing where you got to get your blocks down. Kirari's just like, what's a block? What's a parry? We dodge that shit or we die.
Bold of you to assume I know how to parry.
Check it out. Literally, it's $20 on Steam.
16.
No,
you,
it's
16.
$20 in Brit currency, probably.
Oh, $20. See, look,
Yeah.
he's trying to save himself by saying, "Oh, well, no, in British currency, it's probably like $20."
Yeah.
Wait,
so
something Demon King.
I
Labyrinth
got
of
you.
the
Queen.
Demon
Labyrinth.
Got you.
You
Got you.
It's £13.40.
It's 20%
How the
off
hell
right
is
now.
that
Shades.
cheaper than? I hate it here.
It's 20% off right now.
Literally, you should try
It's
it.
normally $16.75.
You should try
over
it.
here.
I mean that.
which is cheaper
I mean,
than
it has
us.
a demo.
Shades.
We'll try the demo. Then,
Because our cost is $19.99.
right?
Her cost in pounds is cheaper.
What the
for full
hell?
price.
Exchange rates.
Yeah.
You should
That's how
try it.
currency works.
You should try it. You might enjoy it if you liked. Because I know you did say you did like Bloodborne.
Why does it look like voxel graphics?
It's a PS1
It really
inspired.
does.
It's a PS1 inspired horror game. So it's not
I hate it
voxel.
already.
It's very much just a low poly kind of game.
Like old Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
I do like old Tomb Raider.
So
I own
it's
all the Tomb Raider games. Wee.
it's got a crap load of puzzles. I will say that.
I'm definitely not doing it on stream. Last time I did puzzles on stream, people got mad at me.
No, not
Shades-
like
Shades
those
can
kind of
tell ya.
puzzles, but like, oh, so you need to grab like 3 different statues from 3 different areas. Make sure you got them in your inventory and make sure you remember. Kind of like those.
Okay.
You can ask Shades. When we
Yeah.
played Labyrinthine, I was
Oh,
like solving
God.
the puzzles left and right. I love puzzles. I don't know what it is, but my brain just clicks with puzzles.
Like
I do Sudoku for fun. So
I'm fine with puzzles when I'm not streaming, because like the stream in particular. I'm sorry, I'm going back to Honkai Star Rail again because it was a Honkai Star Rail stream.
Don't worry. It's not that kind of puzzle. It's
But, like-
very.
is it the pressure? Is that what it is, Kirari?
Yeah.
When you're on stream,
Like,
I get
I
that.
had
solve
to.
it.
I was like going like around the map to like get like treasure chests and stuff, and I had to like
Okay.
go somewhere, but I had to do a puzzle to get to the place, and
Yeah.
I could for the life of me not figure out how to do it. Like someone in the chat was like trying to help me, but like to be fair, their answers were also wrong. But like that's beside the point for a moment.
Yeah.
And like at one point I was just kind of like, you know what? No, I'm just gonna move on to the next one, and I'll do this one off stream. I did it like an hour after stream, and I did it in like one go.
Okay, so
I was
they're
like,
not
she
that
said, they're
bad.
like, really?
Kirari's just not good under pressure yet.
No.
So they're not that bad.
Is it bad that I keep going back and looking at that BL Twitter that you sent?
I mean, it's a good
It's
picture.
whatever.
It is. It's great. Like it.
Again, it's definitely one of the really tame ones. Yeah.
Bro, you know what I miss?
What do you miss?
BL? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, BL. He misses BL. It's because we're not close enough to cuddle in real life. That's what he misses.
Yeah.
Bro. No, not that.
Speaking of which, for those of you that
What?
don't know, this man will be traveling.
Yes.
This man will be traveling.
2 weeks.
And I'm curious is if he's going to travel past where I live.
No.
Damn. Because I was going to say, he could
No.
stop and have a drink with me.
Trust me, that would be a side stop. I literally would tell my parents who were helping me move, be like, yo, hey, here's the deal. We're stopping here. This guy's really cool. We've known him for like 2 years now. Solid dude. Don't ask
Well,
questions. It's fine.
I'm on the internet, so am I really solid or am I just photons?
No,
Wouldn't that be electrons?
Electrons? Well, photons are light. And the photons are what's coming through your monitor because the light needs to come in through the LEDs to create the images.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what I miss because I don't want to talk about science right now.
Oh, Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Okay.
Bill.
Well, this shit is just as old as Bill Nye the Science Guy. You know what I absolutely miss?
Mr. Wizard. That's who you miss.
No, there was a game called X-Wing.
Oh, I had X-Wing on disc back in the day.
Yeah, me too. My dad literally was a Star Wars nerd, and he was like, "I'm buying
Good man.
X-Wing." Like he came back home one day from like, oh god, it was like Circuit City,
Yeah.
Best Buy, with like a shitty little intro joystick that was like all gray and stuff with like 2 buttons on
I
the
need
side.
to invest in another joystick. I miss flight
Same.
simulators.
And he was like, "Son, move over. Stop playing Rodent's Revenge. I'm playing Star Wars." I'm like, "What do you mean, Dad?" And like literally he sits down here, he calibrates this joystick live, and he was using a version of the game that didn't have any audio.
Oh no.
Because this was like 1996. I was 6 years old.
How old was I in 96? I was
You're
9
like-
years old.
Yeah, you're like 3 or 4 years older than me.
I'm 38. now.
Yeah, you're 3 or 4. Close enough.
Close enough. Good enough for government work.
Yeah,
I like to say.
yeah. Good enough
Okay.
math for government work. Oh, Jesus, she's small. And like,
You know why she's getting smaller, chat? It's or commenters. It's because she's the youngest out of the.
Yeah, I
Vboomers.
am.
or it's because we're talking about a Star Wars game from '95.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
Damn, that's
all right.
fucking cold.
I still consider you cultured, Kirari. It's fine.
I'm gonna buy
Yay.
you this game, by the way. I'm gonna make you play it.
No,
No.
She won't play X-wing. It's retro.
X-Wing's
She won't
too
play
retro
X-Wing.
for Kirari. I'm not gonna lie.
Let me just play my Fantasy Life game that came out last week. Thank
you
you. It's
should-
comfy. I like it.
Oh, okay. Look, here's the deal. You should take a look at Demon King. I'm not gonna lie. I think you would enjoy it. I
But it's
think
horror.
you
I'll
would.
try the demo.
You should try it on
I'll
stream
try.
on Monday. Come on,
That's what you should do. You should
Come
do
on,
a demo
Kirari.
stream. You should
Yeah.
download a bunch of
Yeah.
horror demos and just
Yeah.
do demo
Do
stream.
it. So this,
Because yeah, go ahead.
she's gotten flustered and or oh my god, what was that one horror game that you were playing with the weird like comic book fantasy characters?
Oh,
Yeah.
what's it called again? Freaking
Yeah. We're
the
gonna
really
circle back.
90s looking.
Yeah, we're gonna
No?
circle back while you think about it. I'm gonna talk about
Oh,
X-Wing
it's
some
so
more.
fun. Frick,
So
what's it called?
like yeah, my dad like 96 brought back like the CD-ROM and it was excellent gold, and I was just learning to read in like kindergarten or some shit, and literally like the manual's intro was penned by Luke Skywalker himself. Wink, wink. And I was like, oh, it's so cool, it's Star Wars.
It's not wink wink. It's wink walk.
Wink, wink donk, okay?
Wink walk.
So, I read the manual. I was like, Dad, can I play this game? And legitimately, that's when my PC Gremlin empire started. And you're like, what do you mean? Like, legitimately, if I had homework or anything like that, it was, Dad, I'm hopping on the PC. And he's like, boy, I have not gotten to play my fucking game all week. And I was like, but Dad, come on. And it literally got to the point where I'd be like, Dad, you're doing this wrong. Dad, you're doing this wrong. Dad. And literally, like, when he would try and play it, he was like, hey, you're banned. Like, what do you mean I'm banned? He's like, you're standing in the fucking doorway, kid. I'm like, you know what? Fine. I'm gonna go play on the Nintendo 64.
See, my first computer games were actually DOS games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, like literally, they were ones where you'd have to put in math formulas.
Oh, God. That
So,
came
there was this
later.
one- There was this one with this gorilla on the top of like the Empire State Building,
Oh, Jesus.
and he had to throw bananas to take out the helicopters, right? And so you had to put in the math problem that would throw the banana at the correct angle to hit the helicopters to take
Oh
them
my
out.
god.
Old games are fun, man.
Bro.
I don't think kids these days, when they play video games, get enough of where they've got to solve things. I think everything's pretty much handed to them, or it's required quick reflexes.
You should play Freddy Fish.
Freddy Fish?
Bro,
I don't
right?
even know what that
I
is.
loved Freddy Fish as a kid.
Or like Treasure Mountain.
I'm trying to remember. There was this one Christmas game. Well, I wouldn't say it was a Christmas game, but essentially it was like a learning game where you played as a bunch of elves and you had to make your way up Santa's mountain because you had to get to his workshop. And so like there was like puzzles and things that you had to solve. And yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that as a kid too.
Treasure Mountain. Treasure Mountain. I'm calling it on Treasure Mountain.
It's Candy Mountain, Charlie.
No. Treasure Mountain. Or the
They freaking took my
God.
kidney.
Magic School Bus adventure games. Yes.
Magic School
Magic
Bus.
School Bus had games?
Yeah,
Oh
it did.
my God.
Dude,
All right.
Animorphs had games.
Here's the
Animorphs
deal.
had PC games.
Dabba dabba ba ba. It is time.
Dabba dabba
Comment
dabba.
section.
He's gotta take a
Tell us
spell.
what
He's
you
a witch.
liked
Burn
about
him.
that. here's the deal. We gotta go. We'll catch you in the next episode. Comment section. Tell a friend. Tell a family member. Tell another VTuber, but don't be cringe and post that in their chat and just be like, hey, you're over 30.
Links.
Are you a V-Boomer? There's a podcast about V-Boomers. We'll see you next time. Say goodbye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Holy crap. I can't believe we talked about old ass games.